Sahana Bhavatu
Om Sahana Bhavatu
Sahanau Bhunaktu
Sahanau Bhunaktu
Saha Viryam Karavavahai
Sahaviryam Karavavahi
Tejasvinavadhitamastu
Tejasvinavadhitamastu
Ma Vidvishavahai
Mahavishavahai
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Vasudeva Sutam Devam
Vasudeva Sutam Devam
Kamsachanuramardanam
Kamsachanuramardanam
Devaki Paramanandam
Devaki Paramanandam
Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum
Krishnam Vande Jagadguru
Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu
Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu
Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha
Guru Devo Maheshwaraha
Guru Sakshat Parabrahma
Guru Sakshat Parabrahma
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha.
So this today's session and a few more, we will see the different promises that Bhagavan has given in the Gita. These are all assurances, promises that he has given, and Bhagavan always keeps up his promise. So the first one is a very famous one that we know. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. So at different points in time the Lord manifests. This fourth chapter has this what we call as avatarvad. One of the very important aspects of Sanatana Dharma is avatar. So when Bhagavan manifests, he manifests out of his free will, out of his choice. He is not manifesting pushed by some karma. So he controls his Maya and takes a form. But when we manifest here, that is called as Punarjanma, or we are pushed by our karma to manifest, and we don't have a choice. So in this shloka, the assurance that Bhagavan has given, or the promise is, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanihi bhavati. Whenever there is a decline of dharma. So what is the meaning of dharma first of all? Different times, different definitions are given. Duty, righteousness. One of the simple meanings of dharma is that it is a rhythm. It is a beautiful system which keeps everything together. Dharayati iti dharma. That which holds is called as dharma. So everything in this universe is upheld by, you see in the world outside, a lot of harmony. There is a coordinated system. So the planets move at specific speed, the sun rises, the sun sets. How these birds also migrate thousands of miles. So there's a system, there's a dharma, there's a harmony which is prevalent all over. So that harmony also is called as dharma. And to break that harmony is called as adharma. So in nature, everything goes on systematically. Each one does what they are supposed to do. It's only human being who has been given the choice. And because of the human being and the choice that one has, the human being chooses also sometimes to be ignorant of the dharma, the laws around him, the rhythm around him. So if selflessness is the rhythm of the whole universe, the moment one becomes selfish, then that itself is adharma. There are other understandings of adharma which are violence, looting, cheating, fraud, deception, all that. But from the standpoint of the Lord, even to be selfish and to do things only for oneself, breaking the harmony of the universe, that itself is adharma. So what is that which actually binds everyone together? If we see, then it is only love that binds everybody together.
Love and respect.
So selfishness and love, they don't go together. Selflessness and love go together. So in a person's life, when we say that dharma has declined, then what has declined? The capacity to love people, the capacity to share, to give, and to experience joy in that act of selflessness, in that act of giving, then that has declined. Which means one has become more individualistic, selfish. Because where there is sense of oneness, there automatically love will be there. When I identify that love is defined as identification with the beloved. So when there is an identification with the beloved, then there is the sense of oneness. That oneness will bring about love. That love will make a person do the duties, follow the values. So when dharma has declined, doesn't mean that only good values are going down. They are only the effect. The cause is that we don't identify with something higher than ourselves. So there is sense of oneness has declined. So when dharma decline, when we say dharma has gone down, it means a sense of oneness has gone down. The capacity to love really, genuinely, selflessly has gone down. Automatically good values will go down. And one doesn't perform one's duties. Duty then becomes a burden. I don't want to do. Not only I don't want to do my duty, I may land up doing forbidden actions. Then that is called as dharma has declined. So what we generally see in the world is only an effect. Okay, values are not being followed, wrong things are being done. That's only an effect. The real cause is that I am not able to identify with something higher, something noble, something divine. And individuality is more important than anything else. That is why that kind of a culture is called as bhautikvada.
Isn't that also an effect actually?
Of what?
Of circumstances which are external or internal, which are making one think or behave in that manner.
No, it can appear that yes, it is an effect of the circumstances, but then human being's mind is more powerful than circumstances. The lack of the
You're still
knowledge.
making choices.
I'm making the choices. No? Even in the same circumstances, there are so many people who are able to live uncompromisingly, who are able to strive, they have a mental strength, they are able to make that choice. So circumstances being the same, there are some who are able to follow, some who are not able to follow. No doubt circumstances do play a vital role, but there is nothing more powerful than human mind. And because that knowledge is not there with us, that is why that whole vision of oneness is not there, love is gone, selfishness increases, values are not there.
Even knowledge may be there, but it's the failure to...
Purity of heart is not there. Knowledge is there, but then that knowledge is not
practiced.
Practically applicable because the heart is still filled with selfishness. Otherwise, sacrifice one will do. To live knowledge uncompromisingly, sacrifice is what one will do, and one will let go of some convenience, some attachment, some comfort, because the value is to live that knowledge. And that is what is depicted in all our scriptures. Bhagavan Ram sacrificed. 14 years he lived in the forest, when he could have as well come back, when everybody went to call him. Anybody else would have even come back. Okay, chalo, everybody has come to call, I will go. But he said, no, the word which has been given must be kept up. So he sacrificed 14 years, he lived in the forest. Why? Because he valued truth and the word that his father gave, and that as his duty he has to fulfill that. How many people will live that way uncompromisingly? Those who live, they sacrifice. Because for them that value, that dharma is more important than any other comfort or convenience that comes by compromise. So dharmasya glani means that.
Dharma, sometimes they say is the essential nature also. No? Like for sugar, they say
Correct.
Sweetness is its nature. That is its dharma.
Correct. So the ignorance of the essential nature of an individual, that is the decline of dharma.
That's
So
just
today when I
Swadharma.
don't know that my essential nature is divine, and I think of myself as this body, then that itself is adharma. That itself dharma's glani has happened already.
But then even today in this world, how many people would be really thinking like that their nature is divine? So then Lord should appear now.
So Bhagavan will not appear now so easily. Because Bhagavan decides the calamity when it is severe and nobody else can cure, then Bhagavan will come. And Bhagavan comes also. Otherwise he sends his saints, sages, many other disappointing situations he sends in the lives of such people to wake them up. Always it is like that. Na? In a national tragedy, Prime Minister will go. Local tragedy, Prime Minister is not going to go. He will send somebody else. In fact, in one saint, he wrote that, in Treta Yuga, the rishis, the good people, they were not able to practice their dharma at all. Why? Because these rakshasas, they used to kill them and they used to make a heap of their bones.
Yeah. Skulls and...
So when even the kshatriyas, the kings and all of them, they were not capable of protecting the righteous people, then Bhagavan said, now I have to come. So Bhagavan comes like that. One. Second, really does Bhagavan, there is a demand for Bhagavan?
No. Nobody wants Bhagavan.
Everybody wants the Maya of Bhagavan. So Bhagavan sends his Maya ki jao. If one person also wants Bhagavan, Bhagavan will manifest for that person. We may not see that outside. Because that's called as Adhyatma Avatar. Gajendra, the example of Gajendra is there. Gajendra was that elephant king.
Yeah.
And he went into that pond and that crocodile caught his leg. So now he wanted to get out of that. So he started calling Bhagavan Vishnu. And he tried his best, but he could not get out of it. He started calling Bhagavan Vishnu. And that story, it is said Bhagavan Vishnu came. But you know why he came? Because he did not come only to save Gajendra. And Gajendra's wish was no more to get free from that crocodile. Because when he started calling Bhagavan, he said, why am I calling Bhagavan to get free from this fellow, this crocodile? What will happen? Even if I die in this grip of this crocodile, I will be born again as an animal only. Why should I do that? Let me call Bhagavan that please liberate me from the crocodile of time. That this time in which I am caught, that again and again I have to be born. So that Gajendra Moksha story is a very nice story because two things it tells us. One is that utter helplessness. He tried everything and he then surrendered saying, Bhagavan, you alone can help me, I cannot do anything. And second was his deep desire that don't free me only from these petty little things. We ask Bhagavan for what? Free me from poverty, free me from this disease, free me from that. They are all small like crocodiles. If we pray to Bhagavan, the prayer should be that Bhagavan, please grant me moksha here and now from this cycle of birth and death and give me that devotion to your feet. With that knowledge that I always remember you, then wherever I am born doesn't matter to me. But if I forget you, then that is death. And you know what is said? The beauty of that Gajendra Moksha story is that even before that Gajendra got liberation, that crocodile got liberation. That may be the exaggeration of devotion, but that story says that before Gajendra got moksha, crocodile got moksha. Why? Because Gajendra was the devotee of Bhagavan and crocodile held the feet of the devotee of Bhagavan. So those who are devoted to the devotee are liberated before the devotee also.
Why?
That shows
That
utter
much is the
humility.
strong-
That is the power of humility.
Servant of the servant of the servant,
Servant of the
Lord.
servant of the servant of the Lord. And another reason why I tell you. Because Bhagavan is the bhakta of his bhakta.
Yeah, you said that.
That is the beauty of that. And that is the reason why anybody who serves the devotee of the Lord, Bhagavan is very pleased with that person. Anyway, that is spoken in Bhakti Shastra, but see, we believe in all this scientific logic, rationality, all that. We may believe or not believe, but Bhakti is like that. And that is the beauty of Bhakti. And it works. It is not some kind of just a praise. Even in Tulsi Ramayana, he says that. Prathama Bhagati Santan Kar Sangha. First step of Bhakti is you have the company of the saints. So that utter helplessness. When he wanted, Prahlad wanted Bhagavan to come, Bhagavan came. And what a story of Prahlad also it is. You know, Prahlad is such a great devotee. It is said that Prahlad is the incarnation of Sanat Kumar. Sanat Kumar came down as Prahlad and Vibhishan. Two avatars. I mean, two births he had to take. Because he cursed Jaya and Vijay. That is their, those two were the Dwarpal of Lord Vishnu. He cursed them.
Who was Sanat Kumar?
Sanat Kumar, one of the sons of Brahmaji. So this Sanat Kumar was a great evolved master soul. He came down as Prahlad. And when he came down as Prahlad, you know what Naradji spoke about Prahlad? He said all the qualities that are there in Bhagavan are there in Prahlad. And remember, it is not ordinary person saying that. It is Naradji who is a supreme devotee of Bhagavan. He is saying about another devotee, Prahlad, saying that all the qualities which are there in Bhagavan, they are there in Prahlad. And his glory was so much that Bhagavan asked forgiveness from him. Just imagine. Bhagavan asked forgiveness from Prahlad, that Prahlad, please forgive me, I am sorry I came late. Meaning, he was tortured so much, no? Why did Bhagavan not come earlier? But not once did Prahlad ask that why you did not come earlier. I am so devoted to you, why you didn't come earlier? Nothing. He was such a great devotee. So if a sincere devotee wants Bhagavan to come, even today Bhagavan will come. In the last century only, so many saints have had the darshan of Bhagavan or not. So it's not that Bhagavan will not come. Bhagavan will come, but the physical manifestation outside, luckily situation is not so bad that Bhagavan alone can come and destroy.
The whole.
Yeah. Situation is still okay. We are only in the beginning of Kali Yuga.
Oh, this is just the beginning.
4,32,000 years is Kali Yuga.
So proud.
We are only in the 2,000th year now. 4,30,000 years more. What will happen by then, you think? If we think that today only is so bad, Kali Yuga is...
My God.
Have you seen this movie, Wall-E?
Hmm?
Wall-E. It's about a little, how Earth becomes only tin, nothing else. It's just crushed in everywhere. And there's only one cockroach alive on Earth. So that's what becomes, the whole idea is to scare you and say this is what we'll end up doing to this place. And there is, from outer space, somebody is researching, ek itna sa sapling milta hai. What is this thing called? That's the only sapling that exists in the whole universe.
That if Bhagwan has to destroy the wicked people, now Bhagwan doesn't have to come. Because if the wicked people are such, they will kill each other.
Each other.
So Bhagwan doesn't have to come for that. So that's why he says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. Abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyam. To destroy that
I rise. Abhyuta.
adharma. What is the meaning of destruction of adharma? Is by giving this vision of oneness. The vision of one's own true nature. The vision of following one's own dharma. Everything comes in that, no? If I have vision of oneness, then there is love. If there is love, then there is duties, which is my swadharma. If there are duties, I will follow values. And if I am able to follow values, there will be harmony. So it starts from there. And that's why when we propagate this knowledge and we bring this to more and more people, that there is a divine truth in you, and that is same in everyone. How much of discrimination, violence, so many things happening in the world. Why? All because of differences, no? My land, your land. How much of war because of land? It is said in Kali, 5 places are there in where Kali stays. Where does Kali stay? Kali means the evil. So one is in the place where gambling happens. Second, where drinking happens. Third, where prostitution happens. Fourth, where what's the fourth place? Slaughterhouse. Slaughterhouse. Fifth, I forgot. One more place. In these 5 places, Kali stays. Meaning, it's not the place. It's a symbolic aspect. Gambling means greed. Yeah. Drinking means delusion and intoxication. Then, what
But
was the
Lord
third?
Shiva also was famous for
Drinking.
intoxication then.
He was intoxicated by the bliss of the self, not by drinking wine.
Bhang.
Bhang means what? Bhang means break the ego. And he remains in dhyan. Na? Can we remain in dhyan for that much time? Then we can drink. Nothing happens to us, no problem.
We do selective.
Can we retain poison in our neck?
No.
Then we can drink bhang, no problem. Sarp ko bitha lo gale mein. So these are places where Kali Yuga stays, meaning all the vices which are false values, there Kali Yuga stays. Kali
What
stays in
is
these.
the others? Prostitution is?
Lust.
Lust, yeah.
Lust.
And slaughter.
Slaughter is violence.
But some Kshatriyas and all they are allowed to have or no?
No, see, the thing there is that they are eating meat to get that Rajoguna in them, that they are allowed. When we say slaughterhouse, it means killing for the sake of that taste. That is slaughterhouse. It is not, see, those people who are allowed, they are only few. Those are Kshatriyas who are actually in power, who have to fight. They are allowed.
It's said that. Is it allowed?
Ram Bhagwan was eating non-vegetarian. Krishna Bhagwan himself used to eat non-vegetarian.
But he was not a Kshatriya.
Krishna Bhagwan is a Kshatriya only.
Yadav.
Yadav because he was
Brought up by them.
taken by them and brought up by them. Otherwise he is a Kshatriya, born to Vasudeva and Devaki. That's why he becomes a king, no? Otherwise he would have remained a coward full time.
So the meat gives them the energy to fight.
Yeah, it also gives them that aggressiveness.
So Ram
And there also they would have to eat
Yeah.
not because of taste.
I
They would have to eat because it is necessary to have that.
Ram was a non-veg.
And he's shocked. No?
Rama.
He would eat. Vivekananda used to eat fish. Buddha used to eat. Not out of taste. Vivekananda because he was Bengali, born and brought up there, that's their staple food there. Gautam Buddha also. Not because of taste. In Bhiksha if somebody puts, he eats. And he himself was a Kshatriya, no, before.
Yeah.
the prince. So anyway, yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharat abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. So I come whenever the dharma declines. Then what do I come for? Paritraanaaya sadhoonaam. To protect the good people. That is the main objective of Bhagavan. To destroy the wicked, he doesn't have to come. You know, the very fact that Bhagavan comes is the grace of the Lord, is the compassion of the Lord. Uncaused compassion of the Lord. Because if he has to kill the wicked people, his sankalpa is enough. They will die. But why does he manifest? He takes a form, that which is infinite, absolute truth, beyond time, beyond causation, beyond form, comes into the realm of time, comes into the realm of human form or any other form also. Why? Out of compassion that the devotees may see him. Those who are wanting his darshan. That's why Paritraanaaya sadhoonaam. He comes in that form. And also when he comes in that form, then the devotees also have a means to not only see him when he comes in the form. It is said, when he comes in the form, his vision, just one glance of Bhagavan can liberate. One touch of Bhagavan can liberate. One word spoken by the Lord can liberate. So not only that, people there, when he is there as a form, the devotees around him, they get liberated, but the devotees for future generations also get something to meditate on, because his Leela, how Krishna Bhagavan lived, how many thousands of years back when he came, till today we are remembering Bhagavan. And all the Leelas and so many bhajans and so many different things that we meditate and painting and so many things one does. Suppose Bhagavan did not manifest at all. You just think of those religions where Bhagavan doesn't take avatar only. बिचारों के पास कुछ है क्या?
But if I'm a Shiv Bhakt, Shiv does not take avatar.
Shiv also takes avatar.
Where?
There are so many avatars of Shivji also.
Like who?
Dakshinamurti is the avatar of Shivji.
No, that is what people have made. But like how here it said, okay, now Vishnu
No,
came.
here
back.
also. There are 63 or 66. They are called as Nayanmars. They are the devotees of Bhagavan Shivji who have had the darshan of Shivji in physical form.
But they are not Shivji. Like how Vishnu comes as, okay, Ram, Krishna. Whereas Shivji doesn't have an avatar.
No, he has. That's what I'm saying. Those 66 devotees have seen Bhagavan in physical form, not Adhyatma avatar. So Bhagavan manifests. But the difference there is that Bhagavan Vishnu also comes a certain time, like Kurma avatar. Only for that much time he came and he went. So you don't see that whole. It's Krishna Bhagavan who is called as Purna avatar. So he, from the birth till the end, you will see, or Ram Bhagavan. Otherwise, Narsimha avatar, Kurma avatar, Matsya avatar, Varaha avatar, those are for that moment. They come and they go. Same is with Shivji. He comes for that particular Leela, for those few days, for those few moments. He is there and then he goes.
Temporary, not like the whole of the life, like Rama.
Yeah. And so the literature of Shivji also is not that much available to us. Because mainly the devotees were in Kashmir and down in the south. But Kashmir, obviously, what has happened and they have destroyed so many things there. But down south, at least they have preserved that culture. So you will see Shivji. That is one reason. And Shivji also, another reason is because there was some curse that Brahmaji gave Shivji. That you will not be worshipped in the form of a murti and as a form. You will be worshipped only as a linga. That whole story which happened where Shivji Vishnu Bhagavan and Brahmaji, both of them, they wanted to know who is supreme. So then they went to Shivji. And when they went there, Shivji became a huge column of light. And he said, whoever finds the beginning or the end of mine is supreme. he became an infinite column of light. So this Brahmaji took the form of a swan and he started flying up. And Vishnu Bhagwan took the form of a boar and he started digging down. So he went down, down, down. And they kept going, both of them kept going, and there's no beginning, no end. So finally there was one flower which fell from the top. So this Brahmaji caught that flower. And he caught that flower and he came. And he said, yeah, I went to the top and I found this flower. Vishnu Bhagwan came back saying, I am humbled. I said that Supreme is only infinite. I couldn't find the end. So Brahmaji also cursed, Shivji told Brahmaji that because of your vanity, you will not be worshipped anywhere else in the creation. There is only one temple of Brahmaji, that is at Pushkar. Yeah, only one temple. So Brahmaji also cursed Shiv Bhagavan, saying that you will also not be worshipped in the form, because you became a light.
So it will be a linga.
So you will be worshipped as light. So Jyotirlingas are there. Or as a linga. As a form. As a symbol. So that is why. So yes, Krishna Bhagavan, that kind of an avatar is nowhere. That's the beauty of Vishnu Bhagavan also, that he could come out. Like Mohini avatar also, now and then comes and goes. But we don't know anything else. Bhagavan just manifests and then unmanifests.
Because he was humble.
No, not only humble, avatar happens for a specific purpose. And when that purpose is fulfilled, Bhagavan goes. So in certain places at certain times, only that much time Bhagavan needs to come. It's a pain to be in the body. You just think about it. Why will Bhagavan remain?
He is above pain. Pain is Maya.
That is true. He is above pain, but from leaving that infinite truth and coming down to this form. So, Paritraanaaya sadhoonaam. He comes into this world to bless the devotees. Now, who is a sadhu? That is important.
Paritraanaaya is to protect or to guard.
To uplift, to protect.
Okay.
Very beautiful meanings of words. Sadhu literally means good. So if your spouse has cooked a very nice dish and you want to praise that, you can say sadhu, sadhu.
He's not going to be very happy if you say sadhu. Let me guarantee you. Because you are not married, you give this advice.
So what should you say?
Say anything else but sadhu means.
Gujus will think कि साधु में सादा है एकदम.
Sadhu nahi, sadhu.
No,
Sadhu
sadhu
you
means you are
cannot
calling me sadhvi, buddhi,
Oh,
all this way.
English में तो they read sadhu.
No, it's a chance to educate your spouse also. Tell her before, sadhu means good.
You can't educate spouses.
Oh.
They've got all the knowledge God has only given them. At least they think that.
So anyway, where are we now? Sadhu, meaning of sadhu. So sadhu means
Sadhu
good.
is from which word? Sad. Sadhana.
You can say sadh. Sadhayate, sadhnoti. So literally the word sadhu means a good person.
Okay.
So if you say he is a good sadhu, that is a contrast.
This is a stupid thing. Yeah.
It is like saying he is a good person. There cannot be a bad sadhu. Sadhu can only be good.
He's not a sadhu.
Then he is not a
Yeah,
sadhu,
then he's
correct.
not a sadhu.
So Paritraanaaya sadhoonaam, those who are good people. Who are these good people? So it is said in Bhagavad, two qualities are given of a sadhu. Titikshavaha karunikaha cha. Those who are very tolerant and those who are compassionate. Those who are tolerant of people around them, very compassionate, kind, who don't take things personally, get hurt, unnecessary ego issues, they don't make. A sadhu. Paritraanaaya sadhuna. Another most beautiful meaning of sadhu is Parakaryam sadhanoti iti sadhu. one who helps others to achieve
Good.
what they have to achieve. That he is a sadhu. Selfless person who makes other people achieve their objectives, their aim, their end. Who never feels that I am only I just make people achieve whatever they want. Mera kya hai? That mera kya hai doesn't come only. He is happy in serving others, making them achieve what they want to. Because he derives his or her happiness from knowing that I belong to Bhagavan, I am an instrument of the Lord. Bas. So selfless person is a sadhu. And who does not compromise with dharma even in the most difficult circumstances. That person is a sadhu. So to be sadhu is not easy, very difficult. Most difficult thing to do, one of the most difficult things to do is to be a sadhu.
But
And
some
how
of
much
them are
people
very
think that
angry.
it is so easy to become a sadhu. कुछ नहीं बनना है तो चलो साधु बन गया. ऐसा थोड़ी होता है.
But those other sadhus, they have very bad temper or intolerant, then they are not sadhus.
They're not
Naga.
Yeah, there are different ways. So if there are people who are having that kind of anger and all that, they are also on the process of evolution only, no?
Alright.
This definition of sadhu is from the highest standpoint.
Oh.
One.
So, yeah, going towards.
Two is sometimes the sadhus which are given in the Shastra also, they are also depicted that way to show that even such people are not free from these negativities of the mind. So it is not easy that just like that if you renounce everything and become a sadhu that you will be free from anger, greed, lust,
Tapasya.
jealousy, all that.
You have to do tapasya.
One has to do that much of effort, tapas, surrender to the Lord, all that has to happen. So to protect such people, if such people who are selfless, who are good, who are not compromising from dharma, who genuinely want to know the Lord, if such people cannot practice goodness, then to protect such people, Bhagavan comes. Paritraanaaya sadhoonaam. Vinashaya cha dushkritam. And then he comes to destroy the wicked. So destroy the wicked means what? There are two ways destruction happens. One is destroy the wickedness in that person. So if through the knowledge, if through the saints, sages, circumstances, if that person changes, like how Ratnakar transformed to become Valmiki. So Narad Bhagwan facilitated that and he did, he transformed. But Kams did not change, Ravan did not change. So in such a case, Duryodhan, he did not change. What a man Duryodhan was. He got Vishwarup darshan of Bhagwan even before Arjun. And yet he did not change. Just think about the attachment that he would have had. Just the vision of Bhagwan only can purify, just now we said. And he didn't get ordinary vision of Bhagwan. He got the Vishwarup darshan of Bhagwan. Still the fellow did not change. See that? Before the war began also. That also. Arjun got that darshan.
When did he? I was just
Vishwarup darshan Bhagwan, Duryodhan got when Bhagwan Krishna went as a messenger there
Oh.
for peace.
Yes, yes.
What a funny thing happened there. He was going to come there and Duryodhan wanted to insult Krishna Bhagwan. So he told everybody, don't stand when Krishna comes. He is just a cowherd boy. Why should we even respect him? And now he is coming as a messenger of the enemy. Now so there is no need to give him any respect. Don't stand anybody. And when Krishna Bhagwan came, everybody stood up. And when everybody stood up,
Duryodhan.
there Bhagwan said what he had to say. And then Duryodhan said, no, I will not give even the land occupied by dropping one pin. So Bhagwan said, okay, then there is no other solution. War has to happen. So Duryodhan ordered his soldiers to show his power. He said, arrest Krishna. So when he gave that command to arrest Krishna Bhagwan
Virat Swarup.
showed his Virat Swarup.
His full Virat, or he just became a bigger, not
Full.
his what
No,
Arjun
Vishwarupa.
saw.
Vishwarupa he saw. In my thinking, this is only my thinking. I have to confirm whether Shastra says it or not, but in my thinking, Bhagwan gave that Vishwarupa not mainly for Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra, he gave it for Bhishma. Because what a man Bhishma was, how he lived his life, uncompromising.
So for
that Bhishma, Bhagwan showed the Vishwarupa and these people benefited. But of course to Duryodhana also, because we say he wanted to show his power, he said, okay, now you want to capture me now. In this Vishwarupa you capture me now.
Then what happens? He couldn't do it.
How can he do?
No,
He
but
got
then
so
still-
baffled. And then Bhagwan came down to his normal roop and then he said, anyway, Bhagwan did not go to Duryodhana's house. He went and stayed at Vidur's house. So Duryodhana anyway felt insulted before only. So then he said, I will show how I can also capture him and I can also insult him. So Bhagwan finished his job and he went. No, when he went, the Duryodhana got very angry with everybody. He said, I had told you all don't stand up. Why did you all stand up? He said, sir, we all were sitting down only. But the first person to stand up was you.
Oh.
And if you stood up, then how can we all sit down? Then we also stood up. That is to show that the presence of the Lord was so commanding that even when that Duryodhana decided that I will not stand up and nobody else should stand up, he automatically stood up there.
That is it, no? You don't command respect. Or you don't demand respect, you command respect.
He was like that. So that Bhagavan gave that Vishwarupa to this Duryodhana also. What a compassion he had.
But Kans and Ravan and all, though they were liberated.
Liberated, that's what. So when Bhagavan kills,
Ravan, yeah.
they get liberated only. That's why one place, one saint, he said that if everybody is equal to the Lord, why does Bhagavan kill the wicked-minded people? Because in the 9th chapter, Bhagavan says, Samoham sarva bhuteshu, that I am equal to everybody. Name dveshyosti na priya. Nobody is dear to me, I hate nobody. Then why does Bhagavan kill evil people? So that saint said that everybody is equal to Bhagavan, but they are not equal to, for Bhagavan everybody is equal, but for them Bhagavan is not equal. Each one views Bhagavan very differently. So they attract and they get what they desire only. And out of his compassion to correct the wicked people, he may even kill them, but all of them whom he killed, they get only liberation. So his killing is not out of hatred.
Mercy.
If he blesses a devotee and he kills a demon, they both are same.
Mercy.
That is not imaginable only by us. How can the blessing and the killing be same? But from Bhagavan's standpoint, it is the same.
Yeah, stop him
A
from
mother
doing
who
evil.
blesses a child and fulfills the wish of a child and punishes another child, the love in the heart of the mother is same or not?
Yeah.
It is the same. Same way, Bhagavan, when he says Vinashaya cha dushkritam, it is not out of hatred that I will kill them. No, it is that is also out of compassion only.
Yeah, to stop their suffering and evilness, I think.
So somebody said that if Bhagavan comes and kills us and we become liberated, let us become wicked only. Why should I practice? Because to be a sadhu, to do good things is a pain, no? You have to live in sense control, mind control, do spiritual practice, live in discipline, do jitna sara dhyan. Kaun karega utna sara? Keep on doing wrong actions.
He'll come and he'll kill you.
He'll come and kill me. That's
But
a good,
these-
easy way out.
But these people have done something good much earlier, no? That's why
Yeah,
the
Ravan,
Lord
that
came
kind
now
of
to
Shiva.
Yeah, one is that they, some karma, punya they must have done in the past, otherwise how will Bhagavan come? Because their own adharma will finish them. Bhagavan doesn't have to do anything. Like when we do follow wrong habits of living, those wrong habits of living, they themselves cause the disease to us and that itself kills us. So in the world it is very strange. People think that those who are doing bad should be punished by Bhagavan.
The punishment.
But they don't see that the bad, those who are doing, that bad deed itself will punish and
Punish
destroy
them.
that person.
Absolutely.
Bhagavan doesn't have to do anything because the system is already set. So why should I not do wicked then? Because the thing is that only when it is unavoidable does Bhagavan come. How do we know that it is unavoidable? We will not know. Suppose I keep doing wrong karma and I die by accident. Bhagavan didn't come. Now all those wrong karma that I did, who will face the consequence? I only have to face. So it is better to continue to do the good.
What is Adhyatma Avatar?
What is Adhyatma? Adhyatma Avatar is the experience of oneness with the Lord in one's own heart, where the sense of difference goes away and the person doesn't anymore identify with the body, that I am separate, God is separate, world is separate.
So at a higher level.
So experience of supreme oneness person experiences. So then not only I and God are one, but I and the world are also the same.
It's metaphysical.
World and God also are the same. So it becomes, all duality dismisses. It's gone. So that is vinashaya cha dushkritam. So only when Bhagavan has to come, when it is unavoidable. Otherwise he can use Prakriti, he can use other people, he can use saints, he can use so many. Now the reason why Bhagavan also comes is to kill such people. He has to come because saints can only kill wickedness in the people. Saints will not kill the people. So people like Duryodhan or Ravan or Kams have to be killed. Then Bhagavan will come. And there also, they constantly keep thinking of Bhagavan. Remember that. Though in a negative way, but they are still thinking of Bhagavan only. Kams constantly was in fear. He could not sleep. So Paritraanaaya sadhoonaam vinashaya cha dushkritam. Dharma samsthapanarthaya. To establish dharma. What is the meaning of establishing dharma? Establishment of dharma doesn't mean start a new religion. That Bhagavan came, started one new religion and went.
To spread that feeling of oneness.
Yeah. That
Restore
knowledge of
rhythm.
oneness.
Yeah,
To restore that
the
rhythm back.
and harmony.
And he does that first by his example. Before he teaches that to others, he does that by his example. Because he doesn't have to come. He says very clearly that I don't have to achieve anything by coming here. There is nothing for me to gain, there is nothing for me to do which I have not done. But I come here only to establish dharma, to set the balance back into the nature. So when he comes, by his example first he will set that. Then when he gives the darshan to so many devotees, they experience that sense of oneness. That itself restores dharma quite a lot. Also the people have shraddha in the power of goodness, in the power of the Lord. That again brings back dharma.
Faith,
You see today what is the situation?
belief.
Earlier there was fear of God. To some extent that was better, no? At least one was following morality and dharma because there was fear of Bhagavan. Today there is no fear of God only. So what is the result of that? We are not saying that fear of God is the only way to control.
Yeah, good.
If love of God is not there, at least fear of God was there in the minds of people and they were following dharma. Now love of God also gone. Fear of God also gone. Unnecessary, we are questioning the very existence of God. And then result is, I live as I want to live. There is nothing called dharma, there is no adharma. What I feel like is the right thing. All that one keeps doing. So the shraddha of people in the Ishvara also happens when manifestation happens. That Bhagavan
Reinforces.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He reinforces them.
How much ever science may say that there is one energy and consciousness, then we only think of it in terms of some jada, inert. That Ishvara and the Astitva of Ishvara, that there is one Supreme Lord and that Lord can manifest, and then the Lord is the one who governs this whole cosmos with his laws, and dharma is that which maintains this balance. All that one has not known, one has forgotten all that. So when Ishvara manifests, all that gets restored.
Perception comes back.
Yeah. And definitely through the knowledge, to Arjun he gave that knowledge, to so many great masters he gave that knowledge, to Uddhav he gave that knowledge. I am talking only about Krishna avatar. In Ram avatar also to so many rishis he gave that knowledge. So when he gives that knowledge also survives, continues, becomes more reinforced. Just imagine thousands of years back when this Gita was given, till today we are studying that. And how much of inspiration he poured out. So that is Dharma Samsthapana. Dharma Samsthapana doesn't happen by starting a new religion, killing people of other religion and converting them to our religion. All that is not Dharma Samsthapana. And Bhagavan doesn't even believe in that. Real Dharma Samsthapana is in the hearts of people. They appreciate that we all are one. Not only as human beings, the whole creation is an expression of one divine absolute truth. That is Dharma Samsthapana. And even if one person has that, then Dharma will survive. Dharma actually doesn't perish. This very nice line in this verse is Dharmasya glanihi bhavati. Dharma only declines. It will never perish. Because if Dharma perishes, this world cannot sustain even for a second. What sustains the world is Dharma. But our ignorance and delusion it is that we think that world is sustained by adharma. And that today the world is all corrupt and that is what is sustaining the world and that's how the world is. No. The world sustains because of dharma only, not because of adharma.
But then the concept of Kali Yuga and things going wrong over a period of time, how does that...
because the dharma declines.
It declines.
Declension of dharma happens. Decline of dharma happens. Rise of adharma, that is simultaneous. But dharma will not perish. And to the extent that dharma declines, to that extent there will be sorrow, misery, stress, tension, worry.
But at the end of the Kali Yuga, that is what this is what Kali Yuga is. That when dharma, it won't perish.
It won't perish, but the adharmic forces will get destroyed. And again Satyuga will start, no? Which means that the dharmic forces are going to be again...
So they are always on the top.
Yeah.
They will be.
So the point here to understand, when he says Sambhavami Yuge Yuge, Dharma Samsthapanarthaya Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. In every yuga I take manifestation. And how many yugas have already passed? This Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga is only in one cycle of creation, which is called as one kalpa. Many kalpas have happened already. Because we believe creation is timeless. So in every yuga Bhagavan comes. In every century also in our country sometimes Bhagavan has come. That's why this land is such a blessed land. Now the promise of Bhagavan is whenever there is a decline in dharma and rise in adharma, I will manifest. So let us not apply this only to the outside world. Because generally this sloka is such that we apply this to the outside world. We should apply it in the internal world, saying that if we find it difficult to nurture and nourish the goodness in us, the selflessness in us, and the selfishness is so powerful, let us pray that Bhagavan, please, you take avatar and you destroy this. Because only when you take avatar, I have that strength to fight my own mind, the negativities of my own mind, and to encourage the sattva guna in me. So that should be our prayer. And you will see that grace of Bhagavan descends. So more this should be applied to the internal situation. And our demand for Bhagavan should increase. That Bhagavan, please you manifest in my heart, take avatar in my heart, guide me and make me one with you. That may there be the establishment of dharma in my heart. That may I live dharma uncompromisingly. And may I have that intense desire to be one with you. You know, the beauty of dharma is such that when there is dharma in life, it will lead us to Bhagwan or Brahman. And when there is adharma in life, it will lead us more and more to Maya, it will lead us more and more to sorrow only and materialistic tendencies, where selfishness will only increase. And with increase of selfishness is increase of sorrow. So the prayer should be that give me the strength to live dharma uncompromisingly. Now in that Mahabharata which is coming on the Star Plus, there is one dialogue where this Duryodhana is asking Karna that what can you give up for me? Did I tell you this last time? I think I told you last time. So the Duryodhana asks Karna, what can you give up for me? So Karna says, I can give up the kingdom for you. He said, kingdom already is mine. What will you give up? Then he says, I can give up, already I've given up my parents and all of them. And when Karna actually leaves his house and goes to that Anga Pradesh and becomes the king of Anga, his father and mother don't go with him. And at that time his father tells him that हम इस घर को धर्ममय रखेंगे, so that you have one place at least where you can come back. Because I know that when you are in the company of Duryodhana, only adharma you will do.
My God.
And you will repent. And you will not feel good. At that time,
Come back home.
to get solace, you will need some place where there is dharma. This house will be like that. So he goes alone. Just imagine what he sacrificed.
Those are the fisherwomen, no? And fishermen.
So he goes there. No, he was the son of, he was adopted by the charioteer of Bhishma, Adhirath.
Or charioteer.
Charioteer.
Adhiraj was the charioteer of
of Bhishma. So Duryodhana says to Karna says to Duryodhana, I already given up my parents also. What more can I give up? I can give up my life also for you if you say. He says, life any warrior can give up. What is so great about you? Then Duryodhana asks him, for me, can you give up dharma? And Karna says to him at that time that dharma, by giving up dharma, we will only suffer. There cannot be any greatness in giving up dharma. You cannot achieve anything great by giving up dharma. So Duryodhana gets very angry and he walks out saying, okay, I got my answer. At that time, Karna should have let him go. He should have even given up the kingdom, saying, you keep. For that sake of that kingdom and the position that he got because of Duryodhana, he compromised with dharma. Just imagine. And what a great warrior. And you see that dana when he starts doing, that dana is to compensate for all that bad adharma that he is doing there.
Just that moment he didn't realize.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's Mahabharata is like that, to make us aware that how we compromise and what is the point of doing dana after that.
Such a great man otherwise.
Between Ratnakar and Karna, that's the difference, you see. Ratnakar transformed giving up adharma and became dharmic. Karna gave up dharma, became adharmic and then started doing dana. Ratnakar could have also said that Naradji, I will continue to loot and plunder and kill and do whatever, and I'll give you 20% of whatever I earn as dana. That is my corporate social responsibility. You take. What is the point? उससे क्या होने वाला? Real transformation is that dharma should come into the heart. In that, some of the dialogues they are very powerful. That Shakuni and Duryodhana, they keep saying. So that Shakuni, when he has planned and he has plotted against this Pandavas to burn them in this Lakshagraha, he tells Duryodhana that everything will go fine except if your friend Karna does not mess it up. Because Karna did not like that they were plotting to kill them so maliciously, in such a cunning way. He said, you are a warrior, you should fight and get what you deserve. Why are you doing all this? But Duryodhana convinces him, saying, no, how can I fight? Against whom will I fight? Against my own father I have to fight. Because he was the king, na? Dhritarashtra was the king and Yudhishthira was made the Yuvraj. So if Duryodhan takes a rebellion, he has to fight against his own father. He says, how can I fight? So he manages to convince Karna that what is due to him, what is his right, is denied to him. And so he is justified in doing this adharma. What a cunning mind he had. And so Duryodhan keeps saying that dharma should not take, dharma should not reside in the heart of Karna. And when he accepts Yudhishthir as the Yuvraj, he is very angry actually from inside that how come Yudhishthir was made the Yuvraj. And he goes there and he bows down to Yudhishthir saying ki I will follow what you say and I will be at your service. So Shakuni asks him that what did you do? Why will you follow what Yudhishthir says? He says that's only a plot. I am not so weak that dharma can reside in my heart. That is his dialogue. मैं इतना निर्बल नहीं हूँ कि धर्म मेरे हृदय में बस जाए. What a dialogue it is.
Oh, this is start plus.
Some of it may be whatever they have made up. This may not be written in the Shastra like that. But you just think, now, what is the mindset? And is it not true? That's what people in the world also live like that. That if you are dharmic, you are a weak person. If you are adharmic, you are a smart person. Dharma is a real strength actually. We look at it only from a small standpoint, no? That's why we feel that adharma is strong. So our prayer to Bhagavan should be, please give us the strength to follow that dharma and let us not compromise from that dharma. And whichever day, whatever moment this realization comes to us, that day is the new year, that day is the new birth, that's the transformation. The day Valmiki Ratnakar realized that all adharma that I have done, I only have to face the consequences of it. Nobody will come with me. That day he transformed. Saying, I only have to face. So let this shloka be the prayer within. And there is a promise of Bhagavan that he will come. So we don't have to worry that, so many things I have done, मैं कैसे धार्मिक रह सकता हूँ? No. Bhagavan will come and destroy that evil tendencies in us and that Adhyatmik avatar will happen. That should be, because that's his promise and he has done that also. If he could give darshan and moksha to these wicked people, will he not give to us? Definitely he can. So that is the prayer. So that is the first promise. More we will see as we go along.
I just wanted to know the dharma, swadharma, adharma we said. Now swadharma and dharma are two different. Swa is only related to one's own person or the personality.
One can
Dharma
create
is
that
universal.
distinction. Yeah. That swadharma is according to my temperament, what
I've been destined.
I should do
Yes.
as my duty, then that is my swadharma. But dharma can be more universal.
Universal, yes. Which you live by.
Dharma
code
is the
of
bigger
life. Yeah,
set,
the
subset is swadharma. Om asato ma sargamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om shanti shanti shanti.